Hi everyone, welcome to Anfield Road Walls now. My name is Ryan. I'm originally from Liverpool, as you can probably tell, but I'm living in Auckland at the moment, and this is my first contribution. I want to talk today, my first go about, it's kind of a two-in-one kind of points. The 2 points kind of make one, if you get what I'm trying to say. You just have to bear with me just a little bit, if that's okay. It comes from the recent story of like a Virgil van Dijk, the transfer fees. Basically, the talk in the media was £50 million, and then seemingly in the space of like 24 hours, 48 hours, it went to, was it something silly like 70 million? 70 million for a defender. I understand that in the last couple of seasons, transfer fees really have just blown up, and you are paying an extra 20 million. A top, like the world's best players used to go for 40, then it was 60, and now it's basically 100+ million pounds. I was reading today, Real Madrid have had a Mbappe transfer turned down, like 108 million. It's getting crazy. Anyway, not to get away from the point I'm trying to make. We've never been a club that really pays big transfer, not big transfer fees, sorry, that as well, but high wages. Even back to the late 90s when it still wasn't that much. Like, I remember when we were in the market for Gabriel Batistuta, and we were just unwilling to pay that kind of money to players in wages. The point I want to make is I think that the redevelopment of Anfield, the next stage in the development, I feel it should be our main priority. We've recently developed the main stand, and it's stunning. It looks crazy, and it's generating. They expected the projected generation was £25 million per year or per season. I think per season makes more sense. £25 million extra per season net for Liverpool. Like, we will earn that much money from that new stand. I know that we're looking to add more seats to the Kop. It's only a tiny little addition to take it up to 13,000. I think it's a couple hundred seats they're adding. But I believe that the next big development is going to be in the Anfield Road. Now, I'm lucky enough that I've had a season ticket since 2004, which was my uncle's, and he's unable to go, so I've had the privilege of had a season ticket now for 12, 13 years. So I sit in the lower centenary, so I seen the main stand from what it was to what it become, and also the outside, the area around. I saw that redevelop. Now, for those of you who have been lucky enough to go to Anfield, you'll see at the back of the Anfield Road, that's part of the bit they've actually redeveloped in keeping with the main stand. There's a new little like kind of like a fan zone area. It's like kind of, there's like benches and people can go there, and they've kind of redeveloped the street area as well for people. So I'm wondering how hard it's going to be the next phase of development. I hope it's not too hard for us, because as I say, I feel that if £25 million is the number that we're raising at the moment and just a new main stand, then the figures could just keep going up and up. I was reading recently that even now we're still in the top 10. We're in the top 10 teams in Europe for gate revenue per season, for the money we make. And I feel that if we're in the top 10 now, and that's not including the new main stand, that was Anfield as it was, we're in the top 10 for what Anfield already is, then can you imagine what Anfield, the revenue that we're going to rake in, the Anfield, the main stand's now being done and completed, but going forward, if the Anfield Road gets redeveloped, and that's added on another 10, 12, 13, 14, I don't know how many they're going to add onto it, but you'd say if you double the the revenue, even if you tripled it, that money is going to help us seriously, and it comes into figuration with the way the transfer fees are going now, and the way to take Arsene Wenger as an example, that people use him as this model that the owners and Arsene Wenger made for each other. They're happy for the cog to keep turning. Champions League football, money, fourth place. Champions League football, money, fourth place. And that seems to be a happy working cycle. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm getting fourth place is big for us this season, and we're always going to have those fans that this is our season, and that's one of the reasons we're kind of a running joke in the Premier League, that we always believe it's our season. There's nothing wrong with believing, by the way. I've been doing it my whole life. I'm only 28. There's nothing wrong with believing. But the point that I'm trying to make is, you can be a Man City where you identify your target and you say, we want player X, right? Do the deal, get the agents, get the club involved, deal done within 2 weeks. Or you can be an Arsenal and you can stutter and you can negotiate and that player slips away and you don't get him. Now, Arsenal have the money. That's what I want us to become, the team that has the money, the team that will spend the money, and the team that we believe we can be in terms of competing for Premier League trophies, teams that can be competing for things like European Cups. As I say, I'm only 28, but I was lucky enough to start properly going to Liverpool on a weekly basis in 2004. I was lucky enough, all them Champions League games, and I've only missed one European match since 2004 at home. I've been to quite a few aways as well. But yeah, that's basically the point I want to make, that just how big the stadium development is going to be going forward. I know how much money that can bring into us. I know that that's going to have a knock-on effect for players' wages, transfer fees, and everything else that kind of comes with it. So I'd like to know what everyone else thinks as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Anfield Road Wolves. This whole new YouTube thing, it's going to give everyone a massive platform to, speak their mind, give us your opinions on what you're thinking about Liverpool and everything else going forward. It's quite exciting times to be a Liverpool fan, so it's a great platform to have. So that was my 2 cents on the WERF, and it'll be interesting to know what everyone else thinks. Give the Anfield Road Wolves a follow on Twitter as well, and I'll catch you next time.